Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Saturday night dance. I like the way you move. I've had a couple of drinks. What a good day. It's been a fantastic day for Manchester United. If you watched the Wigan game, really enjoyed it on the watch along with all of you lot and the after-match and reaction. Can't even get that out. But we're here to talk about Paul Pogba. You wanted a transfer video. It's not going to be a massive long one like the weekdays, but I will be up with you for a few minutes certainly to talk about Pogba. I'll tell you what, I've searched. There's people out there saying he's going to... All today, people on the watch-alongs and everything were saying Pogba will be here by the Chinese tour. Pogba will be here by Monday. He's having his medical on Monday morning. Where are you getting this information from? Because DiMarzio's not said anything. The Sun are the ones who said it was going to be done this weekend. It's not going to happen this weekend. We're halfway through the weekend. He's in Miami as far as we know. Juventus is still denying any offer from United, which I think is a load of rubbish, to be honest. But look at what Juventus, the deals they're doing. They're trying to get Higuain. They've got Pjanic. They've got Benatia from Bayern Munich on loan with an option to sign. They've got Dani Alves. They are actually doing pretty well, aren't they? And you can't argue with that. Somebody said it's clickbait there. It's not clickbait there. Do you know how long the China tour is? It goes on for about 2 weeks. Pogba's going to sign in the next 2 weeks, not clickbait. I was just about to come to that. But I don't think he's going to sign before we go on the Chinese tour, which I think is Tuesday or Wednesday. But obviously, we're on this Chinese tour for 2 weeks. His agent, Raiola, has said that he wants it resolved in the next 2 weeks. It will be. He's not going to be in Miami for 2 weeks. He needs to get back wherever he's going to and start doing some pre-season training. So I presume he's returning at some point next week. Whether he will be doing it before we go to the China tour is another matter. I mean, I'll throw it out to you. I'm 100% this deal is going to be done. There's people moaning again about Kante signing for Chelsea. Why didn't we sign him? I can very quickly answer that. We don't need to spend 5 minutes talking about it. We didn't sign him because Mourinho didn't want him. If Manchester United wanted Kante up against Chelsea, who aren't in the Champions League like us, we've got the better squad, we've got the better manager, he'd come to Manchester United. I mean, I understand that if Chelsea fans want to argue it, but actually, I think if we wanted Kante, he would have come to Manchester United over Chelsea. Better manager, better project, and better players. You know, you can argue that out if you like, but I don't think we were in for it at all. We'll just have to wait and see. We don't need Kante, says JD Gaming, but Pogba deal is interesting. And what I want to say about Pogba is, you can call it clickbait. You can say he's not coming. I know we've spoken about this all week about him, and I'll tell you what, you're all going to be proved wrong if you don't like him. There's a lot of players, a lot of fans on Manchester United's on the United Stand channel who believe he's going to come. I'm one of them. He will be coming to Manchester United. And all you negative so-called United fans who just keep going, clickbait, we don't want him, he's not coming. You just grow up and start getting with the programme. He's clearly coming to Manchester United. It's just a matter of when, and we are there to discuss that tonight. If you're asking me when I think he's coming, I know for a fact that the club are working towards this deal happening, which necessarily doesn't mean it will happen, but you know, you've got to get things in place. Nobody else is in for him, and we're offering the most money. He's coming to Manchester United. He's on holiday at the moment. Let's take some of your comments, because I do not want to just... Pogba love from Ishmael. Pogba is done. We just wait for it to be concerned, says Jam the Man. We've got Pereira. We do not need Kante. Wilf, I'd agree with that on today's performance. Pogba will be a massive boost, says Sick. Pogba coming to United in a week time, I think, says Commando. We weren't in for Kante, says somebody there. Exactly. How many players do you think Jose will sign in total? Not too sure at the moment. Jones needs a chance. No, he doesn't, Hashem. What if Barcelona come in with a late swoop and get him, says Hassan. They'll struggle to do that when the deals have been arranged between Raiola and Pogba already, and we're only dealing with Juventus. They will struggle with that. Calm down, people, says Mickey Booth. Pogba is done. I agree with that. Somebody said before we came on air, I didn't catch the name, and I apologise for that. Timo J saying Pereira can be a revelation. I want to move a bit on to today's game as well, or yesterday if you're watching it today. But in relation to Pogba, somebody came up with a very good point. Would you have Pogba or Mkhitaryan playing in the number 10 position? It's a really good point, because we were talking earlier about how great Mkhitaryan was in that number 10 position, how Rooney shouldn't be playing there, Mkhitaryan should. But then if you buy Pogba, if you look at the way the team was set up today, which was with one holding midfielder, which was Carrick and Pereira in the second half, a box-to-box midfielder, which was Herrera, and then a number 10, which was Mkhitaryan. Pogba's obviously not a holding midfielder. Is he a box-to-box midfielder? He's probably more the number 10. It'd be interesting to see where Pogba fits in. Personally, I probably would play Pogba at number 10 and put Mkhitaryan on the right. I wouldn't be happy playing Rooney at 10 and putting Mkhitaryan on the right, but we'll just have to wait and see. Nick Pasquet saying it's the best transfer window ever. I mean, I've got to be honest, I think it's just the best ever being a Manchester United fan. I went mad when Pereira scored today. I've been going on about him for ages. I really enjoyed the pre-season game today. I really enjoyed what Mourinho did with the team. Tactically, it was a really interesting watch. I'm really enjoying all the transfer stuff. I'm really enjoying the fact that we're going to break the world transfer record and sign Pogba, and the nice problems it's going to cause with where he's going to fit in. I think, we're missing 10 players today who are on the Euros who are going to come back into that squad. And already that was quite a big squad where we had like Mata, Valencia, Young on the bench. We've got a big squad and we need to get rid of some players. And I think the arguments about who will go, that's one of the key topics on the Sunday show tomorrow with Zara and me and Alex at 9 o'clock. We're really going to have to, with you, look at who's going to go, because we're going to lose about 5 players that you don't expect. Personally, I'll give you one now. I think Valencia's going to go. I think him coming on at right back when he's not a right back, and you've got Fosu Mensah Darmian, I think he's going to go, but we'll just have to wait and see. A lot of people talking about Memphis, Lewis Smith being one of them, but we'll just have to see. But we're talking transfers. Pogba is going to happen. It's when it's going to happen. The Sun coming out last night and saying it was going to be done this weekend. I'm sorry, and I will say it. I always say what I think. As soon as I read that, I thought, do we react and do a video to that? And straight away it was 0. No, we're not, because it's the Sun. But I actually think somebody was mentioning clickbait there. I just thought that was total clickbait. He's going to sign this weekend. You just know every United fan is going to click on that article. And to be fair, I would have done if it wasn't from the Sun, because I just think through years of experience, they speak absolute crap. And no way is the Sun going to get a scoop on something like that ahead of the likes of Di Marzio, incredible media outlets. So I thought it was load rubbish. The Mirror has jumped on it today, which just adds to it. We know what the Mirror said about Martial last year, don't we? So there's nothing credible to say it was going to happen this weekend. He's in Miami. He'd only just got into Miami on Friday yesterday. He's not going to be in Miami for one day and then fly back to Manchester, is he? So I think it's going to happen early next week, but definitely in the next 2 weeks, which is why this video is entitled Paul Pogba, what did we call it? Paul Pogba to join Manchester United on China tour. So he will join at some point while we're on that China tour, because it's in the next 2 weeks. Rodriguez, I'm doing a video tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. It's the Sunday morning papers review. There's always funny stories in that, which is good, but we might get some realistic ones as well. Rodriguez, James Rodriguez, James Rodriguez, linked to us from Real Madrid. He's sort of been lingering on all summer. I think he's going to leave Real Madrid, isn't he? Because they want to get rid of him. George Mendes is his agent, who is obviously Mourinho's agent. It's a very easy deal for Manchester United to do, apart from the fact it's Real Madrid and they can't stand us at the moment. But if you're asking me if I would take James Rodriguez, I would take him. You want to know why? Because I think looking at Manchester United today, we are definitely missing somebody on the right side of the midfield. I'd like Adam Nunes from Bordeaux. I'd like Hirving Lozano from Mexico. Draxler. You know what? I'd like us to buy a right midfielder. And I'm not saying that's Rodriguez's position, but it gives us some options that Rodriguez can play number 10 and Mkhitaryan on the right, or they can swap over. And it just gives us something on that right side, which I think we need. Ahmed Malik says we don't need him. Young AR says James shouldn't come. Jason Garbutt don't want James coming. He isn't a right winger, says Ahmed Malik. He can actually play right wing, left wing, centre midfield, attacking midfielder. He can play in a number of positions, just like Mkhitaryan can, and he certainly would be better than Lingard. No, we're getting Pogba. Says I don't think Rodriguez is going to happen. I should have probably said that from the very start. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to cost 50 to 60 million pounds. And when we're already buying Pogba, like Mike Booth says there, you're not going to, 160 million on 2 players, because Pogba's going to cost us 100 million pounds, isn't he? So I don't think it would be happening. As Mo Ciso says, Adam Nunes will be amazing. He'll be a lot cheaper. Mahrez, as Ryan May says, not Brian May, Ryan May. I would like it. I think there's a lot of confidence on that live comments box, which I like to see, because I'm convinced that Pogba's coming, and I have been for a long time. But I do think we need a right midfielder. Somebody's just said there that Hirving Lozano won't come till after the Olympics, which is true. I hope there's some truth in that, because I like him as a player. He's quick, he's hardworking, he puts a decent cross in. We've got massive support in Mexico. I'd like that deal to be done, and he's the sort of player who could come in and sort of grow into the position without having that immediate having to be there sort of thing. Because one thing's for certain, Lingard's just not good enough as I like Daley Blind. I want him to stay and be a squad player, but you can't win titles with somebody like Jesse Lingard as your right midfielder. It just can't happen. Love your effort, Mark. Thanks, says Nick. Yeah, well, I enjoy doing it, and a lot of you got to take your time out to get involved in this, and we are passionate Manchester United fans, aren't we? So a few of you asked me if I would do a quick show tonight at 8:30. They're only meant to be weekday nights, but I don't mind doing it. Just having a quick look to make sure something, Kante to Chelsea has happened, hasn't it? We did know that one. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with today. I'm happy with the way transfers are going. I'm happy with the squad today. I'm not going to get lost in it and say we don't need anybody else. I don't think any of you, or I've not really read any United fans saying, we don't need to sign anybody else, because I think we do. For me, we need a centre-back. We need a right midfielder, and we need a centre midfielder who hopefully will be Pogba. Manolas is the one I want, and Roma have slapped a £45 million price tag on him, which is a lot of money. Fabrizio Romano, who's meant to be a credible agent, says that there's no chance of him going to Arsenal. I'd love him to come to Manchester United, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's gone very quiet in relation to that. But they've been told it's 38 million if they want to sign Roma centre-back, and that's Arsenal, not us, which is a bit unfortunate. But I would really like him. We need a centre-back and a centre midfielder. We could do with a right wing, says Ollie. We need Varane and Pogba, point blank, says Pat. My son Clive has been scouted by Manchester United. Give him a shout out. Shout out for Clive. Great job, Mark. Love your efforts, says Colin. Should we sell Rooney? We won't sell Rooney. No one wants to go to Arsenal, says Jam the Man. Any more signings to come apart from Pogba, Matuidi, question mark, says Junaid. I think what's going to happen now is, obviously, it takes a lot of effort to sign somebody like Pogba, especially when it's a world transfer record. So that is probably what Manchester United are focusing on at the moment, totally. I think once we get that deal out of the way, or while that deal's being done, I do expect to see players start going out the door. And depending who goes out the door, I think will then depend on who comes in the door. I thought Pereira was just amazing today, and I think that raises a few questions about whether he's going to go on loan or whether he will stay. Memphis's performance, which we're going to analyse a bit more on the Sunday show tomorrow with some of the other ones who didn't really perform that well and who might be going out the door. If he can't book his ideas up, you can't carry that sort of player. He wasn't good last year. We all want him to do well, but if he can't change, and today he didn't, he was still the same Memphis, holding on to the ball for too long, bad final ball, shooting from distance, getting knocked off the ball. It's the same Memphis as last year. It's definitely confidence, and it might take time for Mourinho to give him that confidence, and I still think he will do. But at some point, he's going into a really important season, and he can't carry that sort of person. So we will just have to see. Forum Pat says Memphis is shit. Shout me out, please, says Jude Hastings. Give Memphis more time, says Alex Dunton. I believe with that. I do agree with giving him a bit more time, but he was terrible today, says Richard O'Neill. Players I want to leave, Nick. We're going to talk about that on the Sunday show at 9 o'clock. Will Zlatan be on the tour, says Bill Ashraf. No, he won't. He'll be playing 2 weeks today in Sweden against Galatasaray. We've got so much to look forward to. The next pre-season tour game is Friday at lunchtime or 11 o'clock, Dortmund. Anyway, I will be doing a watch-along. And then the following Monday, Man City. And then the following Saturday, Galatasaray. And then the following Sunday is the Champions League. We won't be in that this year. The Community Shield against Leicester. So a very, very quick. Carrick fan. Always like Carrick fan. According to Marca, Jose Mourinho has declared Marcus Rojo is transferable. Villarreal interested. Marca, I hope it's true, mate. I really do. I think he needs to go. I think he's got too many mistakes in him. Rojo would be one of mine. I don't know what you lot think, but I would. Really would. Will our first team play in the testimonial, says Nick Pasquet. Oh yeah, Rooney's testimonial is in between the Galatasaray game and the Leicester game. Testimonials are dodgy, aren't they? I think a lot of them will play, but it's not going to be. I don't think you can watch the testimonial like we would do a watch along for the pre-season today and go, oh, Mkhitaryan played well or whatever. Testimonials, they're nowhere. If pre-seasons are basically a friendly kickabout, testimonials are, dab football. Jordan Coffey. It's dab football. It's just messing about. So I don't think we'll learn much about that. I think Memphis will be given the season. Brendan Harding. Breaking news: Chelsea have lodged a £45 million bid for Everton defender John Stones. That's from Marintea. I don't know whether that's true. I don't think we're in for Stones. I wouldn't be surprised if we did go for him, but it looks like it's moving a bit quick that we would go in for him, because I think all our focus is on Pogba. Loads of you asking for the dab. You will get that when we sell Fellaini. Wish Twansibi had played longer, says Lynn Hill. But I think Mourinho came out afterwards and said that's all he needs. He's going to be great. I mean, Mourinho was very positive about Axel Twansibi and Andreas Pereira. And that will do for me, because I think those two this season, when you think we've got Fosu Mensah and Rashford last year, if we can get those two involved this season, it's more than any other club does. I mean, people just go, oh, we've got to bring the youth through. If you can bring two borderline first-team players through a season, that is way above it. And I always say, after the class of 92, we went 20 years where we only really brought through John O'Shea, Darren Fletcher. So, we've brought Rashford and Fosu Mensah through last year. If we can get Twansibi and Pereira through this year, I'm more than happy with that. So let's go. Shout out my brother Tyler out, please. I missed that. Jude Hastings. Tyler Hastings then. Shout out my brother out, Tyler out, please. Reply, just did. We should sign a right back. What about Janusaj? Don't see. Well, Janusaj is quite interesting because he... MUTV, if you watch that, they basically were picking him out as one of the best players and did all his best bits. I was baffled. I thought he was bang average. Juventus General Director Giuseppe Morato insists Manchester United have not been in contact about signing Pogba. That's from Pat Kelpie. Yeah, we heard that last night. I don't know if it's been reiterated. I don't know. He's going to sign for Manchester United. Convinced by it, and I've not heard anything else to suggest that he won't. How we're approaching Juventus, who knows, but we will do. Nick Pasquet, any streams tomorrow and what time? Yeah, 10:30 tomorrow morning for the papers review, and then 9 o'clock tomorrow night, as usual. Sunday night show is back. Got Zara on and Alex and maybe one other, so join us for that. And we're really going to be talking more about what United players need to go, because I am starting to get concerned, and I'm sure Mourinho as well. We've got a massive squad, and we can't keep everybody happy. Jordan Glover wants a shout out. Carrick to LA Galaxy. Salim, I doubt it when he's just signed a new contract. Mark, what was this on your Twitter about Gary Neville? Yeah, Gary Neville. Zara was at the Salford game today, and she got a photo with Gary Neville. So I've just tweeted out and said that Gary Neville will come on our show if we get over 100 retweets, which I've tagged him in it. So he's not agreed to come on the show. I'm just thinking if he sees a load of retweets, he might come on the show. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go off and watch a film. It is Saturday night. We don't normally do this on a Saturday night. I think this is my third show of the day, but I have enjoyed doing them all. The watch-along was fantastic. Do join us for that on Friday. Loads of shows before then, but the watch-along is brilliant. I really enjoyed it today, so I want to thank everybody who's been watching the channel today. And as the title says, Pogba will be coming, and I think he will join on the US tour, because that's what's going to happen. It's a 2-week tour, and it didn't start until Wednesday. So we will know where Pogba's going to be by the time we come back from China. And he's going to come to Manchester United. And I don't understand the negativity. If you're an Arsenal fan or something on here being bitter, fine. But if you're a United fan, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. But the weekend stuff was clickbait from The Sun. But you should expect better than that. If you're from the UK, you should know it. But there we go. Sakin Singh wants a shout out. Salim Hussein says bye. Anonymous, I said USA tour. I love the USA tour. I meant the China tour. See you all tomorrow at 10:30. Can't wait to see what's in the Sunday papers tomorrow. We'll probably be signing Bale, Messi, and bringing Emma Heskey out of the retirement, but let's just wait and see. Dante's just saying he's not negative. He's not sure. I understand that. What film are you watching tonight, says Hassan? I don't know. I've decided. I've been watching Band of Brothers. If you've never watched Band of Brothers, it's about 10 years old. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it's about 10 years old. It's a box set of about 10 episodes. It is amazing. It is brilliant. I'm so sad that I finished the last one last night. It's a brilliant, about the Second World War, and it depicts it so well. It's not just about the shooting and stuff, which is always good action, isn't it? The story behind it. It's just a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant series, and I'll recommend that to anybody. I'm in between box sets at the moment, so I'll watch a film tonight. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I'll let you know tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Speak to you all later. Thanks for today. It just keeps getting better and better as a United fan, and I thought the performance today was brilliant, and I thought some of the players I wanted to perform were really good, and I really like the way Mourinho set us up tactically. It was a breath of fresh air to what we've had over the last 3 years. I'll see you tomorrow.